Happy Sunday, October 20th. Week 7 of the NFL season is here, and we have an absolutely monster NFL pub hub for you guys. 7 of our 8 cappers on the show are in the black and performing exquisitely on the program. We have winners on screen, winners in the chat. I have a feeling we have a big Sunday ahead of us, but as you see, this is the lowest amount of action that I've had going into a Sunday. Now we're 2-0 off of Thursday, but still I've been very hesitant for some reason. I can explain it psychologically just because I'm absolutely murking the Canadian Football League right now, and I'm just getting a little choosy, a little more selective. I think that's what happens when you are succeeding in our business, is that you don't reach as much, and I've let totals go, and we'll see how that changes throughout, because there's a bunch of spots that I'm very interested in. And I'll tell you guys it right off the hop here. So we're 42-40 on the year, down 2.26 units. This is not good enough. But the 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 spots that I was just staring at, all week that I just couldn't pull the trigger on was Seattle, Atlanta. I could have got over 50. Now it's up to 52.5. Obviously that was a mistake. I was interested in the under in Detroit, Minnesota. I kind of let those spots go. Vegas, LA Rams under 44. I was interested in. Panthers team total over. Titans plus 9.5. As crazy as this sounds, if Levis was at quarterback, I make that bet. I know that sounds crazy, but I know what you get with Mason Rudolph. And while it's much more consistent, it's led me to maybe betting the under today in Buffalo, but I haven't moved on that. And then the Chargers, Arizona under 43.5. So it's a strange week for me. Pub Sports circa millions, 15-15-1. We cashed with the Broncos. We have 4 spots left to get into the black. Going into week 8, which would be really exciting for the squad, our Thursday show hosted by Jose Buquet and myself at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have Packers minus 2.5, Jets minus 2 spots I love. We have Colts minus 3. I'm surprised that 72% of us voted on that. I did not vote for the Colts. I voted for the Dolphins, but I haven't bet the Dolphins. And then Chargers minus 2.5. So I'm very excited about all of that. Then quickly, I want to go over the notables in the injury report, but we are, okay, it's only 11:03. Get a little panicky on it, but I want to make sure that last year's champion and currently ranked 2nd out of 26 cappers, our friend Birdie Betts, gets as much of the allotted time as possible. So we're going to go over the injury report here, which I have set up. Let me just make sure I get the odds page set up and ready to go for when Birdie is here. I will take care of that. And then, of course, the Action Network, so we can talk about where the public is moving. Okay, beautiful. I'm all ready to go. So shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Happy Sunday to you all. It doesn't get more exciting than this Sunday, the fall, all this action. We have a game popping on right now with the Jags in control of the Patriots. Torrey Coker in the house play today. Browns plus 6. I love that. The first 2 spots on the board, Torrey Coker and Dougie Wise, Browns and Jets, are 2 of my 3 bets. So I love to see it. NJ Striker, Gravy Bets, Blaze Town fans, Shunta in the house, Zane Cole, Jim Dewigger, 66 Slammy, Spenny, Penny Bombs delivering his action. Turnsy in the house, Coin, Donut Silks, My Dude, Marty Riggs, Pipe Layer, Harold Williams, Nunya, Bo Jackson, D. Jenkins, Justin Mckelvie, star child Justin Mckelvie will be on screen. Excellent debut performance he had a couple weeks ago. I love having him back in action. Ron Lofton, O'Brien Palmer, My Dude. Great to see all of you guys. And here are the notables before we bring on your first guest. Devontae Adams is in for the Jets at wide receiver. Nick Chubb, running back for the Browns, making his season debut. Cooper Kupp is now unlikely. So that's changed. We'll see how that develops. Mason Rudolph, as I said, starting for the Titans. Azeez Al-Shaair, a linebacker who I've just been enamored. I think he's playing exceptional football, is out for the Texans, amongst many others. This is the worst injury report I've seen for the Texans in C.J. Stroud's career. Quarterback Anthony Richardson starting for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor is out. Dallas Goedert out for the Eagles. Malik Neighbors is in. Those are just some of the notables. Let's get to work. And how enjoyable is the work that we get to do? Please welcome your first guest of the show, currently ranked 2nd out of 26 cappers on the show. And last year was 1st out of 29 cappers in the show. Unbelievable performance. 2 years, 55 different opportunities to succeed on this show. And there's only one capper who has been ahead of your next guest. Please welcome from Kingston, Ontario, our friend Birdie in the house. Birdie, how are you? Happy Sunday.
I'm doing great, Jimmy. How are you? Happy Sunday. And really, let's be realistic. I'm up 4 units on Tuesday's show, so technically I'm still leading. Let's be honest here.
I love it. I love it. And Birdie, I know this is near and dear to your heart. So I will tell you that my son Carter begins his hockey career today at 2:45 p.m. with
Go
me.
get it,
So,
Carter. Hack
yeah,
the fucking bone.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So yes, Carter begins his hockey career today. Today. So this is the
Awesome.
day, October 20th, 2024, that I'll remember forever. We begin his hockey journey here. All right, let's get to work. Birdie, we start at 1 p.m. Eastern. You have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. We're at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. 67 Fahrenheit, sunny, 9 miles per hour. Great to see all you guys. Mr. Heat, Court Clan, Razor Sharp Picks, Be Humble, Truth Teller, G Martinez, Kong's Clips. Great to see all of you guys. Talk Sports with JT. He'll be on later. 9 Legacy, Big Scott, Jermaine. Love seeing all you guys here. Let's get into Birdie's first spot on the board. So we have Browns Bengals and a very, very, very interesting divisional game. We're going to be using Pinnacle line moves. This is a plus 5.5 right now for Cleveland, and it's juiced to minus 110. If you want the Bengals minus 5.5, there's no VIG. I think a 5 will come before kickoff. When we get to the total here in this one, we have a 42 minus 115 to the under. This has come down from 43. Look ahead was 45.5. When we get to the cash flow for the Browns spot, we have 74% of the tickets and 86% of cash on the Bengals line moving towards the Browns. We have 18% of the tickets and 37% of cash on the under, and the line's moving towards the under, and that is a very interesting move. Bengals are a real healthy group, as healthy as we've seen them. And that was something that, because, their linebackers were healthy all year last year, something I didn't expect, that they were going to get back-to-back years of health. But that's what we've seen. For the Browns, Jerome Ford is out. So is safety Ronnie Hickman. But this is a injury report that looks quite good for the first time, with Nyheim Hines expected to be on the lineup. I'm not sure how much run he's going to get with Nick Chubb back. Jordan Hicks, linebacker, ready to go and play. Juan Thornhill going to play at safety. And then Ethan Pocic, their center, may be in the lineup as well, which would be a big boon for the club. Take it away, Birdie. You have a big move on the side and another move on the total. Floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, thanks. I'm on the Browns here. This is one of those weeks where I'm going to be making a lot of picks that aren't going to feel very comfortable. But the reality of it is the Bengals haven't won in Cleveland this decade. They haven't won in Cleveland since 2019, I believe. Burrow has never won in Cleveland. Um, that starts to get meaningful for me. And then you look at the return of Chubb, what the energy that's going to bring to the Cleveland team, this Cleveland team. I mean, no one wants to get embarrassed. No one wants to get embarrassed at home. Browns are getting an opponent they know they can beat. And I mean, a lot of those games, like over the last 7-8 years, there's been some bad Browns teams that have beaten some good Cincy teams in Cleveland. So yeah, I'm gonna I'll try to go a little quicker and not go too crazy, but Browns +6 in the Browns money line. My favorite play of the day. I think the Browns get right for this week versus this opponent, and I'm gonna jump on it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Browns +5.5. Oh, we can give you the lines that are available right now, which that is available, minus 110,
Sure.
and the money line at 205. I will line shop there. And then we have the over 41.5 in this one. Can you touch on your belief that points are going to be scored in this?
Yeah, it's just I think, as I said, because I think Cleveland's going to cover this game. I mean, since he's always going to get some points, but I look for the Cleveland's defense to really help out here today, and the return of Chubb just kind of changes the way Cleveland can play offense, because now you're pulling people. They haven't been able to run the ball at all, so now you have to account for him, even though he's still getting back from the injury and probably not 100%. It's just going to allow that passing game to open up and give Watson a bit more time. I said in my write-up in Razor's Discord, he was kind enough to give me my own channel in there. Probably worth jumping in if you're not, because I give my early bets and write-ups. I kind of ended that write-up kind of saying Watson may look like a serviceable NFL quarterback for at least today.
I love the breakdown. We have a Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. For those of you who missed it yesterday, both Birdie and Dutch Boy Fresh celebrating their birthdays. What a great day. Saturday, October 19th, will go down in history. Two great cappers born on that day. And today is Montez Stewart's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Montez Stewart. But please give the love to our guys, Birdie and Dutch Boy Fresh, who celebrated their birthdays yesterday. We move on, Birdie. 1 p.m. Eastern, Miami Dolphins at Indianapolis Colts. We're at Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis, Indiana. By the way, we got a lot of cappers backing us here with the Browns, Sky Dragon on the Browns, Tom Leach on the Browns. Now, you are going to hear cappers today on the other side. So, keep an open mind, and we move forward. But I love to hear it. For the Dolphins, Javon Holland is out, safety, important safety. And we expect that all of these guys on the questionable list will play, Odell Beckham being one of them who's been dealing with a hamstring injury. Skylar Thompson's back, but he is not starting. For the Colts, Jonathan Taylor is out, but Pittman, Downs, Pierce, 3 wide receivers on the questionable list are all expected to play. So is the tackle Braden Smith. Let's get into the line history here for the second spot on the board. And we have the 43 is the total. Under 43 is minus 106 right now. It opened up 42.5. So we have a half point move towards the over. And when we get to the spread in this one, we have the Dolphins right now plus 3 at minus 110. The 3 is juiced. If you want the Colts, that's a no vig situation. When we get to the cash flow for this one, you have 71% of the tickets on the over and 59% of the cash on that over. On the spread, 45% of the tickets on the Dolphins and 35% of the cash. Yet the line moving in that direction. Take it away, Birdie. Game 2 on your card, Dolphins Colts.
Another bum squeaker. So yeah, I'm going to be on Miami here at plus 3, and I also have a money line parlay. I'm going to add them in. Miami needed that mini buy. I mean, they were reeling. And the crazy part about this for Miami, if they win today, they are somehow 3-3 and right in the thick of things in this division. This is a big game for them. And it looks like Tua's coming back next week, or at least it's getting closer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Miami plus 3. I would also highly recommend you can get Miami for that division right now at plus 800 or plus 900. And they win today, they're 3-3. They're right in it. That's an absurd number. So I would definitely, if you like Miami or had some love for Miami coming in, this is the buy point on Miami right now. I mean, you can do a lot worse than having a Miami division plus 900 ticket in your portfolio. So we'll go with Miami plus 3. Huntley's serviceable. He's a good backup. They had some time. They still have great weapons on offense. And I will never back the Colts as favorites, especially with Anthony Richardson as quarterback.
And you've really had a good read on these Colts. You've known when to back them, when to stay off of them, and I get the whole plan. This is getting more and more juiced to the Dolphins at plus 3 as we speak, and I can't even comprehend that they could be 3-3 with how this season has felt starting out in Miami. That they could be 3-3 come tomorrow morning is just. I'm shocked. Let's roll into
and then to be able to get their division at plus 9, like that's crazy.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, go ahead.
I completely agree. Razor on Miami plus 3 as well. And we've got the Gamblers First Glance from Razor Sharp Picks. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's Eagles Giants under 42.5. All right. This is Birdie's big game coming up here right now. He is absolutely hammering this one. Seattle Seahawks at Atlanta Falcons, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. These Seahawks 1-1. On the road, these Falcons 2-2 at home. They're 2-0 on the road. It's tough sledding for this secondary for the Seahawks. 2 of their top 4 cornerbacks out, being Tariq Woolen and Trey Brown. They are both out. So is safety Jarek Reed out. Now, Kenneth Walker showed up on this injury report with an illness, and we don't know the extent of the illness. This is a late addition to the injury report. For the Falcons, Troy Anderson out for the 3rd week in a row. And then Justin Simmons showed up on the injury report with a hamstring injury, and he's being limited, so we'll have to see on Justin Simmons. But Nehemiah Pritchett is going to be starting at cornerback next to Devon Witherspoon. So a change there. All right, let's get into the line history here. Again, Birdie is absolutely hammering this football game. So let's sit back and hear him work. Let me just quickly give you the line history here for this one. I don't know what the. Here we go. The spread right now, we have Atlanta -3 and -108. This was a 2.5 for a while. This is now being juiced towards Atlanta. Just a 2-cent move overall. And then on the total for this, move over here to the total in the Seahawks Falcons game, we have a 51.5. Now it's -109 to the under. So this was a 52.5 at 9:37 a.m. So, but it wasn't really, it was pretty juiced at that point. It was a legit 52.5 at 5:30 a.m. or 8:30 a.m., a little worse. Now we have a 51.5 and it's juiced to the under. I wonder if this has to do with Kenneth Walker's illness. When we get to the cash flow for this one, it's 50-50 ticket count on the side, but 59% of the cash is on the Seahawks. Then we have 76% of the tickets and 87% cash on the under. Birdie, take it away. This is a hammer spot for you. Floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, much like Miami, Seattle really needed that mini bye. Things weren't going very well for them. I don't know if people follow Adam Chernoff, but he posted something pretty interesting today or this week on Geno Smith. Geno Smith's numbers in a dome in comparison to Geno Smith outside. We all focus in on Jared Goff quite a bit, but holy jumpins, is Geno Smith ever a different quarterback in a dome? I mean, the last time we saw him in a dome, he just put up God numbers in Detroit. They didn't win, but he still put up God numbers. We're back in a dome here. I think we forget sometimes how much weapons that the Seattle offense has because Geno can look pretty bad at times. But don't kid yourself. This Seattle team is stacked with offensive weapons, even without Walker. Hope he plays, but Charbonneau will be fine here. It's just a perfect storm for Seattle to get right on offense. It just to me, it's just can't set up any better. You couldn't handpick a better team to play. Falcons get no pressure. They get no sacks. Geno's going to be able to, even with this bad offensive line of Seattle, he's still going to have time. He's still going to be able to get the ball to those playmakers. And I see Seattle's offense having a huge day today, much like we saw in Detroit. I'm hoping that we get the better side of the win here with Seattle, and I think we will. No, I mean Atlanta's had two big wins. They have a divisional game next week against the Bucks. That's very important for that division. Kind of a flat spot here for Atlanta too. So everything's kind of piling up for me on Atlanta or on Seattle here, and I just love this spot. So we're going to go Seattle +3, and so for the first time since the Panthers, we're going to go Seattle highest scoring team on Sunday. I think that's around +1,600. We're going to go Geno Smith most passing yards on Sunday. I think that's +750. Sorry, I don't have the totals written down. And then we're going to go Seattle and Atlanta highest scoring game on Sunday at +550. And then I'm going to finish out that money line parlay with Miami and go Miami, Seattle money line parlay.
I love it. I love it. Let's just go over a couple numbers here and we'll review everything. First off, the Browns situation is as you had it, but the Bengals Browns, I can get you over 41 flat at -113. Would you like? Okay, cool. And then Miami +3 is a -110 situation. It's not the 3.5, unfortunately, but you have options here with Seattle. +3 is just -102. Did you want to look at what it looks like with the hook on it?
Yeah, well, as long as it's under 115 or less, I'd take the +3.5.
Okay, the Seattle +3.5 is no, it's -125. Sorry, that was my fault.
Okay, I'll stick with the +3.
-102 there. Now we can get you an over 51 now in this one at -111.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's I think I had that written down. Yeah, that's perfect.
Beautiful. Okay, so Seattle's highest scoring team today on Sunday. We've seen Birdie murk this market. +1,600 for him. Geno Smith, most passing yards on Sunday, +750. Seattle, Atlanta, highest scoring game on Sunday is +550. And then the Miami, Seattle money line parlay is +473. He's absolutely smashing this game. Now, this is not the only thing Birdie's smashing. He is taking shots and firing hard this week, and I love to see it. Next up is a player prop that he is absolutely smashing. Tennessee Titans, Buffalo Bills, Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park, New York. We don't have Will Levis as starting, but it's not because he's being demoted. It's because of a shoulder injury. Mason Rudolph will be starting at quarterback. For the Titans, Tyjae Spears is out. So is Treylon Burks. So is their linebacker, Cedric Gray. L'Jarius Sneed, questionable with a quad injury, but we expect him to play. So that is the situation here. The Bills are a pretty healthy group. Darrington Davis, who is not on board, is dealing with a hamstring injury and doubtful. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We have the total at 41. This opened up at 41.5. It got down to 40.5. I am interested in this under. I was interested in Tennessee plus 9.5. I kind of got cold feet on that. From a spread perspective, this is a 9.5. They're showing a 10 at Pinnacle. It's not a 10 because it's plus 106 the Buffalo side. It is a legit 9.5 here. And then cash wise for this one, we have get up to the Bills. Sorry, here we go. 80% of the tickets, 86% of cash on the Bills, 89% of tickets, and 78% cash on the over. Take it away, Birdie. It's a player prop for you. You're laddering it. This is a big one. Take it away.
Yeah, so I find really high plus EV spots is when a player the week before goes public about his disdain for his play in the offense. We have that with Ridley here. He was very outspoken after the game, very upset about his role in this offense. And for me personally, I understand why you would be comfortable with Levis, but for me personally, when I saw Rudolph was going to play today and then Ridley just so pissed off about not getting the football. I like this week. I couldn't do this fast enough. So, and then when I saw the numbers, it was eye popping. So we're going to take Ridley anytime touchdown at plus 300.
Yep.
Ridley over 50 receiving yards at plus 140. Ridley over 75 passing yards. You may have to help me here, Jim.
Plus 400.
Okay. And then Ridley over 100 receiving yards at plus 1,100. I mean, the squeaky wheel gets a grease. We see it every single week in the NFL with these diva wide receivers. Whenever they whine and complain the week previous, they just get smashed the next week. If Callahan wants to keep his job, I suspect we're going to see Ridley get the ball quite a bit today.
It's a fascinating look here. By the way, the smoke shop play today from our guy Smoke and Mirrors is Seattle plus 3, rolling with Birdie on that one. And Nut Flush Allen says, Birdie, the Seattle team total is 24.5. Coming off the rest, I have them touching 30. So a lot of people backing the action here. Let's move on. 4:05 p.m. Eastern, we have Commanders, Panthers. And this is fascinating because all week I was staring at the Panthers team total over. We've talked about the injuries for the Commanders defense. Jonathan Allen not listed on the injury report because he's done for the season, and it's a big loss to them. Cleveland Farrell's his knee's just barking, but he's playing. We expect him to play today, and their injury report's not that bad, even though they did lose a couple important pieces to the defense. The Panthers injury report is an absolute train wreck. It's an absolute mess. It looks like a Patriots report where everybody questionable is going to play for the Patriots, and that's not even the case here for the Panthers. Jonathan Brooks, knee injury. They're waiting for him to make a season debut. He's still out. Josie Jewell out. A huge loss at linebacker. So is Claudin Charles, hamstring injury for linebacker out. Taylor Mawton out. Their offensive tackle out with the elbow injury, and defensive end Sean Robinson out with the knee injury. And then Jadeveon Clowney, we expect him to be out. He's listed as doubtful with the shoulder injury. Outside linebacker, safety Sam Franklin Jr. foot out. Defensive tackle Jaden Crumedy out. Oh, they're just all listed as doubtful, but we expect them to be out. And then we have a list of questionables, and Tommy Tremble with the concussion, Deontay Johnson with the ankle, cornerback Dane Jackson with the hamstring, Yoshi Neiman with the knee injury, offensive tackle. It's just an absolute mess. Let's get into the line. And so I have not moved on the Panthers team total over. And I imagine after hearing Birdie's breakdown here, I will not be. We have Washington right now as 10-point favorites, minus 10 at minus 102. They opened up at 8.5 at minus 106. When we get to the total here in this one, we have 51 at minus 103. This is juiced to the over at minus 110. This was a 52 most of the week, all week, basically, until this morning. Let's get into the cash flow here for this one. We have total-wise, 69% of tickets, 78% of cash on the over, and it's dropping. 82% of tickets, 82% cash on the Commanders. Take it away, my man, Panthers at Commanders, Birdie.
Yeah, I think Washington, they want to run the football. I mean, when they played the Giants, they had the ball for 37 minutes. So I expect a lot of that today. Now, they are getting better in the red zone, which is a bit of a concern. But Washington's not a team, even though they're really, really good on offense, that I think is too concerned about winning by 40 points in the game. I think Quinn just wants to really set fundamental. Let's run the football. Let's make plays to get first downs. And I just don't see them running up a score here. There's just no real point in doing so. And it's a bit of a flat spot for them. Let's be honest. They've won a lot of games. And coming off that Ravens game where they actually showed up and they showed some heart in a game that they could have easily have folded in and got run over, and they didn't. So I think for a lot of folks, that just kind of cements that Washington's for real. So they don't have to run up scores. They're legit good. Let's be honest. Yes, their defense isn't ever going to be an NFL caliber, even half 50% good in the league, but their offense is still good, and when they need to score, they're going to score. I just see them running the football today, playing a controlled offense. Don't turn the ball over. Keep it safe. Allow their defense to. This is a good game to get your defense a little confidence too. Let's face it, this Carolina offense still isn't very good. So it's just a very pro football game that I think we're going to see out of Washington today. Just get in, get your work, get out. And I just don't think that necessarily has to translate to 51 points. I don't see the motivation for that. And frankly, I just don't see Carolina scoring that many points in this game again. I just don't see how that's possible because they're effective when they run the ball with Hubbard, and really with Washington, the one thing they do really well on defense is they're pretty good in the middle. So yeah, I just think this is too many points and a very difficult spot for Washington. So I'll go under.
You're the first capper that I've heard on the under, and this total is dropping with all the money on the over. It's a fascinating spot, and it got me off of Panthers team total. And just very aside, if I don't feel like, I got to bet this right now, then I don't want to bet it. I'm trying to get that in my head, that if I'm going to sit here and stare at it for 4 days, is there a real edge here? So I'm very, at this point, regardless of what happens, I'm thankful that I didn't move on that Panthers team total over that I've been staring at nonstop for 4 days. Okay, we have more action from Birdie. We have 6-point teaser round robin and a 7.3 team teaser round robin. The 6-point teasers are minus 120. The 3-point teasers the 7.3 team teasers are plus 130. We're going to start with the 6-point teasers at minus 120. We're not going to break down these individual games. We're just going to have Birdie explain the thought process behind the action. So take it away, Birdie. 6-point teasers.
Yeah, so the first one is Lions to 7.5, tied with the Chiefs at 7.5. Two really good teams. I'm getting over the 7. Don't have to overthink that too much. Steelers plus 7.5, and I'm going to tie that with the Chiefs at 7.5. I'm getting 7.5 points with this Chiefs defense, so sign me up. And the last one would be the Lions plus 7.5 and the Steelers plus 7.5. I just think these are good numbers on these teams getting over a touchdown. So it just makes sense to make those bets. And we're on Sunday. The market's fully developed, and these have been hitting at a very, very, very high rate.
Chiefs is now a plus 8. So
okay,
that is a plus 8. The others are 7.5s here, so that doesn't change. But Chiefs are a 7.5 or an 8, excuse me, and the Steelers are an 8 as well. Excuse me, sorry, Steelers are an 8 as well. So let me just move over that. The others are the lines are still 7.5. Locked and loaded. So Lions plus 7.5, Chiefs plus 8, Steelers plus 8, Chiefs plus 8, Lions plus 7.5, Steelers plus 8 are the 6-point teasers here. The 7.3 team teasers at plus 130. Birdie, take it away.
Yeah, I already like the Browns. We know that. So I'm going to take the Browns up to 12.5, take the Lions up to plus 8.5, and I'm going to take the Packers through the 0 to the plus 4. Packers again. I'm getting them at home over a field goal in a game they're favored in. So I like that a lot. So that's the first one. So the Chiefs, we're going to go to 8.5. Then we're going to take the Ravens through the 0 and get them over a field goal at 3.5, and take the Chargers to +5. So again, we're going to go through the 0 there and get through the field goal. And the last one is Steelers +8.5. I'm going to take the Niners through the 0 and take them to +5.5, and I'll take the Eagles through the 0 and take them to +4. Really, again, we're getting good numbers on decent teams, so, and I like these +130s.
It's great stuff. So I'm gonna pop these in the chat just for everybody because we were moving quickly. So this is Birdie's first. Here is Birdie's 6-point teasers round robin, and here's his 7.3 team teasers. I'm gonna pop them in the chat as well here for you guys. Birdie, I love what you've done throughout this card here. I'm very excited to be tracking it. You've been exceptional again this year, as you were last year as our champion. Let's review Birdie's action. Currently ranked second out of 26 cappers on the show, 12-9 plus 10.6 units. Browns +5.5 and Browns money line. Miami +3. Seattle +3. Seattle, Atlanta over 51. Seattle highest scoring team Sunday. Geno Smith most passing yards Sunday. Seattle, Atlanta highest scoring game Sunday. Miami, Seattle moneyline parlay. Calvin Ridley ladder and anytime touchdown. Washington, Carolina under 51.5, and those teasers that I popped into the chat. Birdie, my man, thank you for your time, your edges, your angles, and your work. You brought so much to the show, and we're very thankful. Please support our guy Birdie on X. I'm going to pop his Twitter handle here in the chat. Selfless, just wanting us to beat the books. Please support our guy. Birdie, any last words for the Capper Sport in the show?
Have a great day today, Turnsy. It was great to see you in the chat. Let's get that money.
There he is, our guy Birdie. Sweaty Butcher, what a guy. He's going to be on the show here later, gifting a Pub Sports Radio membership. Soul Fiercest. I like that handle. Soul Fiercest getting that membership. Let's move on to our next guest. He's been a monster this year as well. Currently ranked 5th out of 26 cappers, 10-8 plus 2.01 units. He's done 3 shows with us this year. Only one losing show, and that was minus 0.04 units. Very, very consistent, following the consistency of his partner in NFL on the Raw Words podcast, Marley. These two cappers are very consistent. Please welcome our guy from Houston, Texas, LJ from H-Town. LJ, what's good, man? How are you?
What's going on, Jimmy? Happy Sunday morning to you. NFL football, as we like to do. So let's see if we can get some money.
Let's see if we can get some money. Drewski, we've had action come in from a Razor. The key was the Gambler's First Glance is the under 42.5 in Giants Eagles. I believe it was 42.5. I'd have to take a look and find it on my worksheet, and it's just too deep right now. But I will double check that for you. LJ, it is great to have you. Let's get right to work. LJ starts with his hometown Houston Texans, 5-1, 2-1 on the road. The Green Bay Packers 4-2, 2-1 at home at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 73 Fahrenheit, sunny, 12 miles per hour. I talked about Aziz Al-Shair and how in love with his game I've been this year. He's just developed, man. And of course, when you're coaching D'Amico Ryans, why wouldn't you? You know, it's a perfect combination. But he's out. Henry Te'o is out. Another linebacker with a concussion. Their leading tackler out. Cornerback Kamari Lassiter out. Safety Jimmy Ward out. Wide receiver Robert Woods out. And Fadu Kasi, their defensive tackle, is dealing with the shoulder injury, but is expected to play here. Let's get into the line history for our guy, LJ's first action, and this is a beauty spot. We have the Packers -3 at -113. It looks like, it's very tough to go from 3 to 3.5, but we've seen from Troy's database that those teams that have gone through the 3 to 3.5 as favorites in its small sample size, it's been barely happened 3 times the last 2 years before it happened again 2 weeks ago, but those teams are all undefeated against the spread and straight up. So here we go, -3 at -113 right now at Penny. I did get in on that 2.5. It's never comfortable fading CJ Stroud, but This total is at 47.5. It's minus 111 to the over. This total has done a lot of things. Opened right at 47.5, got up to 49. This you could have, if you wanted the under 49, you could have got under 49 with regular VIG at 7:30 this morning. Now we're back to 47.5. Cash wise here, LJ, we have. Sorry, let me just get to this back to this Packer spot. My apologies. We have. God damn, I'm just moving too quickly here. I'm sorry. Packers, please. Here we go. 68% of the tickets and 74% of the cash is on the Texans. 68 and 74, and this line's moving towards the Packers. 84% of the tickets, 90% cash on the over, and is moving towards the under. LJ, make sense of it all. How you getting paid?
Yeah, Jimmy. I'm going straight back to the well like I've been doing all season. I'm on the Texans first half. I just believe that I can trust them early, but I do think that the Packers will end up winning the game. But both of these teams are pretty much evenly matched as far as points, total plays, passing yards, time of possession. They're pretty much even. So this game could go either way. I love the fact that we do have Mixon in the lineup, because when we don't have Mixon, we don't tend to score as much, only averaging 18 points. But when he's in that lineup with the two games, we have averaging 35 points. So I love the fact that if we establish the run game, I believe we will be in this game. But you mentioned all those injuries on defense, and that's why I believe that eventually the Packers will try to wear us down with the run, because we've given up 130 yards rushing the last 3 games. So they're averaging 167. So if they can establish that run game, keep our defense on the field, I believe they could wear us down with all the injuries that we're dealing with. But I'm going to stick to the Texans first half, 5-1 against the spread in the first half so far in the season. And the Packers are also 8-2 against the spread last 10 games at home. And Jordan Love's been playing well, over 1.5 touchdowns, 10 games in a row. I just believe eventually at halftime, they probably will make adjustments and see how we're playing them. And Packers eventually prevail in the game, but I'm on the Texans first half.
First half. And did you want that in a money line type situation? Or
no, I got plus the half early in the week, but I think it went up to plus 1.5 is the number right now, if I believe.
Let's see what we can get our guy LJ on right now with his Houston Texans. We can get a plus 2.5 right now on the first half, plus 2.5 at minus 103, which I know it's going to be very expensive, but it does beg the question, what is the 3? Plus 2.5. Wow. Plus 102 now. Wow. Jesus, this line's moving fast towards the Packers. You can get the Texans plus 3 first half at minus 117.
No, I'm gonna stick to 2.5. I'll stick to the 2.5. Also, you can put me down for Mixon too. Anytime touchdown, minus 125. He's had touchdown in the 2 games he's played. So I believe he'll get punch one in the day as well. Keep that streak going.
Apologies. What was the number on the Mixon anytime touchdown?
Minus 125.
Minus 125. LJ is locked and loaded. We move on to a monster game, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings. This is another total. I've been staring at the under all week. I kind of want the Vikings. You guys know that the psychological aspects of the capping game is what I enjoy the most. And I've heard nonstop that this team's going to rally around the Hutchinson injury, rally around Aiden Hutchinson injury. Maybe it helps him for 1 week. I mean, it helps him is a ridiculous thing, but just I've been hearing this nonstop, and it just gave me cold feet here. We have injuries, though. Blake Cashman out. TJ Hawkinson not making his season debut, and Dalton Risner out. Important guard. Aaron Jones. Everybody been waiting. Is Aaron Jones going to play? Is Aaron Jones going to play? We think he is going to play. Also, Caleb Evans, cornerback, is out with a hip injury for the Vikings. This is a pretty healthy squad. Christian Mahogany, a guard, illness, out for the Lions, but it's a pretty healthy squad. They need Zeitler in the lineup. He's dealing with a groin injury. He's listed as questionable. And Carlton Davis, who's been burnt all year. What Jefferson is going to do to these corners that have been just getting burnt all year. Very, 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 very interesting. Let's get into the line history here for this one. LJ has the Lions, Vikings next up on his card. Right now, Minnesota is minus. Is this still first half? Tell me I moved to full. Okay. Right now, Minnesota is -1 at minus 111. They were a -2.5 earlier in the week. So there's been a real, even though it says 5 cents of movement from the opening line here, I still feel like this has gone back towards the Detroit Lions. On the total, here for this one. We have a 50. It's 50.5 market wide, but this moved from 250 at Pinnacle on Saturday. Right now, it is juiced to the over, but this morning it was plus 105 to the under. It's minus 118 to the over. So there's been this over is now minus 110. So 8 cents of buyback there. When we get to the cash flow for the Vikings Lions spot, absolutely must watch football. We have 74% of the tickets and 70% of the cash on the spread on the Lions. On the money line, you have 52% of the tickets and 77% of cash on the Lions, which really looks like sharp action there. And 75% of tickets and 80% cash on the over. LJ from H-Town, Lions, Vikings, US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis. Take it away.
Yeah, Jimmy, this is going to be a good game right here. Either teams can win this game as well, but it's going to come down to which quarterback performs the best, simply because both defenses have an excellent rush D. So I don't believe they'll be able to establish the run game. It's going to be passing in this game. And I'm going to lean the Vikings, Jimmy. I'm going to take the Vikings on the money line. Just because they're coming off a bye. And I believe they had this game circled because Detroit beat them both games last year. And I just believe Detroit coming off that high versus the Dallas last week, man. I don't see how they can have that same intensity and get up for this big divisional game, that the opponent is coming off a bye as well. So I just believe the Vikings going to have some things prepared that they've worked on during this time off. And I believe they're going to show Detroit some things that they haven't seen. And I love the defense for the Vikings. Flowers got those guys playing well. Defense have allowed 17 points or less 4 out of their last 5 games. And also 4 out of the 5 quarterbacks they've played for the Vikings, they've held them to their worst passing rating for the season. So they're going to get after Jared Goff, make it uncomfortable for him. And I believe it's going to take a lot for Detroit to try to win this game on the road. Plus, not to mention, I just believe that in the first half, I believe the Vikings will try to establish the run game. I hope Aaron Jones is healthy enough to play because they're going to need him to keep to control the trenches in this game. I just think the Vikings need to cut down the turnovers. They got 9 turnovers so far in the season. So if they cut those turnovers down, protect the ball, I believe they will prevail in this game. So I'm going to be on the Vikings money line. Not to mention, I have a trend. Since 2010, undefeated home favorites off a bye. It's 37-19 against the spread. So it's a short number. I believe the Vikings prevail and win this game. So I'm on the Vikings on the money line.
I honestly think if Aiden Hutchinson was in the lineup, I would be on the Vikings. I'm the fear for me now is what Harold's talking about here. Sorry to take a move from Craig Wood's comment, Jose. My bad, but it's just. Oh, sorry. Good luck running. No, it's this one. Sorry, Lions about to win for Hutch. That's what's in my head right now. I couldn't get over that. And so but now I'm not on the other side, but I had a very difficult time getting over that here, I don't, obviously it's not going to help them in the long run, but does it buoy them for this one game is what messed with me. Vikings money line here for our guy LJ from H-Town. Final spot on the board, LJ, is this Panthers Commanders game that we broke down with Birdie, the spot where I was again looking at Panthers team total over all week and didn't pull the trigger. Take it away, my man. Your thoughts on this Panthers Commander spot, Northwest Stadium in Landover.
Yeah, I believe we take advantage of Carolina in the first half, Jimmy. In the 3 games that they've played, they've been outscored in the first half versus the NFC 79-27. And they've been outscored in the second quarter 76-27 if you take out the Raider game when Andy Dalton made the first start and they scored all those points. But other than that game, they've been outscored in the second quarter 76-27. So I'm going to be on Washington first half. I believe they jump on them early. I believe the number's too big for me to take the full game because I can see Carolina probably coming and sneaking in, try to get a backdoor cover. Because like Birdie said, I don't think Washington is really trying to win this game by margin. They're just going to establish the run game, control the line of scrimmage, and they'll just be happy to come out with a win. It is an NFC game. Carolina is not good versus the NFC in the history. And the fact that they've given up 34 points, 4 out of their 6 games so far. I'm going to be on Washington's team total over as well, Jimmy. I think it's over 30.5. I think it was at like minus 120 last time I saw it. I don't know if you can check it, but I'm going to be on that as well. I just believe they put up more than 30 points. They put up 30-plus points 3 out of their last 4 games. And the fact that Brian Robinson is back in that lineup, they're going to get the run game, and I'm going to be on his anytime touchdown as well. So I believe they established the run game, have a heavy dose of him. And I believe Washington controls this game easily. But like I said, I can't trust the full game because anything happens in the NFL when these teams get up and they'll, take the foot off the gas. But first half, I'm definitely on Washington. I think they take care of business early.
You got it. I've got a 30.5 here, which is a nice number if you like, if you're after that spot, but it's a minus 130, minus 130 at Pinnacle, minus 135 at 365. It's let me know if you can beat that. But at this point, I can keep shopping at different books, but do you want me to list that right now at this point?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah. I want to take it.
Minus 130. All right, our guy from LJ rocking here. Commanders first half -6, minus 110. Team total over 30.5, minus 130. Vikings money line at minus 119. And then Texans first half plus 2.5 at plus 102. And Joe Mixon anytime touchdown minus 125, 10-8 plus 2.01 units is our guy LJ through 3 shows thus far. LJ, talk about what's going on the Raw Words podcast. What's going on your YouTube channel, my man?
Yes, sir. We just locked down a show this morning. Me, Marley, and Wham was on this morning. So
nice.
We broke down the schedule, put out our props. So y'all go check it out right now on YouTube. Type in LJ from Houston or Raw Words podcast. It comes right up there. Also, follow me on Twitter at LJ Sports Media. I put all my content up there, all my picks, all my plays that I'm on throughout the day. So, hey, let's just keep cashing Jimmy and continue to keep getting this money, my guy.
I love it. There he is, LJ from H-Town. I popped his Twitter handle there in the chat. And Brian, thank you for looking. Said the 30.5 and minus 130 is the best that he could find. Okay, we roll on. We bring on our next guest. We have missed him. We've not seen him here since week 3. Week 3, he had a bounce back performance on our program, going 4-3 plus 0.85 units, and we miss him. I miss him. Nice to have him back in action. Star of Midday Money, which happens right after this. Right after he leaves us, he goes and does his show on Midday Money on the Mr. Sean Higgs YouTube channel, of which I am a subscriber, and I hope you guys are all too. Please welcome Mr. Sean Higgs to the program. Higgsy, baby, you're a sight for sore eyes. We've missed you.
How you been, Jimmy? All right?
I've been good, man. How was Vegas?
It was good. Good trip out there. Yeah, Jim, I got by myself, so I'm not a big drinker and stuff like that, but I met a couple people who had a good time. I cashed a couple of college football because NFL, as you see, not the best NFL season for me this year. I had a bad week last year, but I think I'm down here for the show, so I got to get back on track.
We're not even halfway through.
Yeah, but still.
Oh, I hear you.
I hear you. You don't want to be in a negative. You don't want to be down.
I hear you, but we will give you ample opportunity to climb into the black, as you were phenomenal last year on this program. A lot of love in the chat for you, Mr. Higgs. Let's get right to work. Bengals, Browns, we've already set this one up. Take us home.
Yeah, so we're not going to go really crazy with everything. Birdie covered a lot. LJ, so we got things covered. I'm going Cleveland here. The line has come down. I know. The thing is on Watts, everybody hates him. Well, it's tough to throw and be consistent when you're laying on your back. The guy's been sacked a million times already. You got your offensive line back. Chubb's supposed to return, maybe Joku. So you got some options. You think it's going to be kind of a closer game. Now, let's be honest. This is it's pretty much their season here, the way they've been playing. Do you trust the Cincinnati defense? I don't. I'll keep going against them. I had the Giants last week in a terrible break there, how that one broke down, but there is no way I could come in here and lay points with Cincy. So give me Cleveland. Guys are back. Let's see how Watson performs with a healthy line in front of him. Complete some passes. I'll take a nice dog here, plus 5.5 at home.
I am right with you. There are still 5.5s available, but I was thinking this would move to 5. Maybe it won't, but still 5.5s available. Give you a plus 5.5, minus 108 over at Penny. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. Another game that we've already set up. This game scares me so much, and I see where the sharp action is. The question is, do I roll with the sharp action? Take it away for us. Dolphins, Colts.
Yeah, and initially I was like, you know what? I kind of like the Colts here. But you know what? It is a Miami side. It was a 4.5. Now it's all the way down to 3. You're off your bye here. You got some practice time with your quarterback, get things on straight. And I do kind of like Richardson. At first I hated him last year. I was like, hey, you can't put this kid in here to start. He does show flashes, but it's just flashes. He's prone to a bad turnover. He's not good throwing the ball. I mean, the one game he was like 9-20 or something. Do I trust him running the offense? minus 3. I do not. Miami, and what did Bird say? These guys can be 3-3. He mentioned them winning the division.
Crazy.
The Jets are listen, they're pretty much in turmoil right now. I know they just got Devontae Adams, stuff like that, but they got some internal problems going on there. Buffalo's really good, but again, this Miami team was thought to be dangerous to start the year. I'm going to get them a little dog here in a spot where I hate saying teams have to win, but it's a spot where it's make or break. This coach could be on a hot seat here. What has he done with this team? I'm going to take 3 points. Bye week, quarterback I don't like on the other side of the ball is a fave. Let's go, Miami.
Not sure what. There we go. You weren't cut from the program for the.
I was like,
for
the Miami pick. Nobody likes the Dolphins. I mean, I get it. No. I get it. Hold your nose and take the Dolphins today. They've been terrible.
We got you. We got you in business. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board. But that's getting more and more juiced, by the way. With the plus 3 minus 115, but there's minus 117s, minus 120s. That's just heavily moving towards these Dolphins. Next spot on the board, Titans, Bills, and I'm very interested in your breakdown because this was the Titans plus 9.5. I was staring at nonstop, and I talk to us about your thoughts between Levis and Mason Rudolph because I deep dived on Rudolph last night, and it kind of made me want to move to the under. But I would like to hear your breakdown. Titans, Bills, take it away.
Am I going to talk you off the under when you got the best defensive football playing here?
Tennessee's I love the Titans. I'm 0-3 betting them this year.
You and me both. I had them in week 1 against the Bears, and then I had them last week in a terrible game. Then when I go against them, I had Miami over them when Tennessee opened up as a 1-point road fave as a loser there. I got the defense. I have Buffalo off a big Monday night game. I get, you know what? You just look at this team and be like, this team is terrible because Will Levis throws a pick 6 every single game. Well, he's not quarterback, and Rudolph at least has got some time under his belt in the league. I mean, the guy started some games for Pittsburgh. You got some playmakers around him in Tennessee here to throw the ball to. I don't hate the under, but this for me is you're going to give me almost – you got to win by 10. I get Buffalo as a good team. This isn't a knock on Buffalo. I'll take a scrappy team that somehow is in games all the time, and their quarterback somehow poops it up and just hands the ball to the other team. So 9.5. Short week for the Bills off a rivalry game. I'm taking Tennessee.
Well, the 10s are available now.
Right. 10s. I'll take it. You got a 10 out there? Give me the 10.
Yes.
Who's got that? Really? I'm looking across the board like 20 books right now. I see a 9. I see 9s out there now, actually. I see 9s.
Plus 10 at minus 117.
Really? Give me that. Where's that at? That's got to be some crazy offshore. I see Buckeyes. I see Buckeyes got them at 10, but I see 9s at ESPN Bet and DraftKings.
Wow, that's at Pinnacle. There are 9s though.
I don't want 9. I want 10.
Yeah, 10 at minus 117 available right now. There are 9s at Bookmaker and that was Bookmaker and MyBookie. 9.5 rest of the offshore, and 9.5 at Pinnacle. But you can pay for the 10 at minus 117, which isn't cheap, which isn't expensive. Sorry, plus 10 minus 117 for the Titans. God, I want it. And if you had a free bet on the total, would you be moving on the under?
I would go on the under. I'm seeing it now. It's starting to come down a little bit. I see it's on the move to the under now. I see a 40 pop up actually.
Jesus, really? Okay. Wow. I mean, it's also kind of windy. Rudolph, I was deep diving on Rudolph. I mean, he didn't throw a pick last year either. I mean, you kind of know what you're going to get with him. All right.
Exactly. You know what you're going to get, but he's, as a quote unquote, professional kind of guy.
No, I get it. I completely get the look here. Let's roll into your next spot. This is another game that we've already set up. Texans, Packers at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, the love on the Texans and the over here I get for people. The last time I saw Houston play a good team on the road, they got smacked by a Packers rival. So, yeah, CJ Stroud's great, but let's see him against a good defense. And the Packer defense I don't get it. Okay, you might be used to a guy or two, but this is still a good defense, which I thought they were a kind of defense first team last year, and you just need to love to kind of grow into his football shoes as a starter. And they did really well last year. I think this is a really good team. 3 at home. Again, don't be fooled by Houston putting up a 40 spot on New England. All right, that does not count here. You went on the road and played a good defensive team, and you got annihilated. Green Bay is a good defense team. They're off a poor performance themselves, right? They don't look all that great. I understand the let's run to an over between these two teams. Exactly, Doug. They are. Listen, Razor, I said I had the Packers team total over last year. I mean, it's I could like a team and not bet them. It's all right. It's okay. Here I like them. I am not. Again, the Texans were the soup du jour this year. Like it was the Jaguars last year. Everybody's on the Texans this year. I want to see something here. You're playing a better schedule. You went on the road and lost to a team just as good as Green Bay. No, thank you. Give me the Packers.
I'm right with you. I am right with you. Final spot on the board for our guy Higgsy before midday money pops off in 5 minutes. Raiders, Rams, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. We haven't talked about this spot yet. Good news, Max Crosby will be good to go in the lineup, but there are issues. Dylan Parham with the foot injury, losing him as a guard hurts. Also, Jacoby Myers not going to
be. Jimmy, does it make a difference who had plays for Vegas? I think they've quit on the coach. They've obviously traded. This team is absolutely going nowhere. It was a 5-win team for a reason. All right, they somehow lucked into a win over Baltimore, who just fell asleep in the fourth quarter. This is not a good team. You're trading away parts. This went from 4 to 7. Is their wide receiver really worth three plus points? Is that no? They're a bad team. Give me Mckelvie off of a bye, getting some guys back himself. We have a monumental edge on the sidelines here. And a Rams team, feisty high. Did they beat the Rams? Like, no one gave them a shot versus the Niners, right? And they somehow win that game with a bunch of backups in. Give me the Rams. This is a joke. This game is 34-9. This is Rams blowout city. I hate saying stupid stuff like that. I don't like to curse. Come on with this. 7.5. I see a 7.5
now.
popping up here.
Yeah.
And again, this was like a 4.5, 5 opener. What are we doing here for Devontae Adams? Who is he? Randy Moss and Tom Brady together? No. Who's their quarterback? Doesn't make a difference who there's a Max Crosby. He'll be on Green Bay or Detroit in 2 weeks.
No, I top set agreeing with you as well. But Spenny Pennybombs on the other side with the Raiders, interesting, and also Jeff Slaughter into the Raiders this week as well. I get it. I feel like I kind of should have moved on it at 6.5, which was so widely available all week. And I know that you got in early with the Rams as well. We can only give you -7 and -115
That's
right
fine.
now.
Oh yeah, it is what it is. That's why I kind of liked it more. I'm like, a touch. This keeps going up. I do not mind. I think it's worth it.
Higgsy is locked in. Rams -7 and -115. Packers -3 and -1.
Hold on, Jim. You got a alternate line here. I'll go -10 on this game. I'll go -10. That's how confident I am in this game. Rams -10. Find it.
-10 at +128 here at.
That's it. 128. That's terrible, but I'll still take the +128.
Let me see if I can get better here. But yeah, -10 at -128 there. And here, let's see what I can give you on the alternate spread. Can we beat that? Sorry, here we go. -10. Yeah, +128 at both spots.
Whatever. It's a winner. They're winning by 30. Raiders. This ain't like the good Raiders, folks. Come on.
-10 at +128 for Higgsy. Rogue Energy says, love it, Higgsy. Agree with every play.
There we go.
Higgsy, you are locked in. Rams -10 +128. Packers -3 -113. Titans +10 -117. Miami +3 -115. Browns +5.5 -108. And you can go and catch Higgsy on midday money right this minute. He's heading over right there right now. Higgsy, thank you so much for your time and energy, man. We love capping with you. I'll be in touch. Hopefully get you on some live streams too now that you're back in business. But thank you for being here with us.
No, yeah, I'll be out in San Antonio next week. I'm going to swing by the 101, get a burger with the family on Sunday or something, get a bite to eat.
I love it. I absolutely love it. There he is, our guy, Higgsy, in the house. We move on to our next guest. And every time he comes on the show, I say the same thing. I've never seen consistency like this before. Ever. He's now done 16 shows with us. 16 shows. And his very worst day was 1 and 2. I mean, I can't. I'm just. Every single week, I go over his action. I'm just like, good God. I mean, this guy just wins and wins and wins, and he doesn't have the albatross. He doesn't have the horror show. Last week, 4 and 2 plus 1.72 units. Last year, he was second out of 29 cappers. This year, he's third out of 26 cappers. This guy just wins week in and week out. giving out his action for us for nothing, giving it out with brothers and bets for asking for nothing in return. This guy is just a fucking monster that I'm so thankful caps with us. Please welcome star of Brothers and Bets YouTube channel, our guy Marley in the house. Marley, what's good?
Yo, what's good? What's going down? Appreciate that intro, man. Appreciate
every
it.
week, like this guy. What this guy I can't even look. I've been in this game for a long time. I ain't seen shit like this, man. And just thankful that I get to rock with you and watch you work. So let's get to work, Marley. Again, he's had a bad day this year on our show where he went 1-2, down 1.14 units. This guy is just a monster. Let's go. Lions, Vikings, Marley. That's where you start off. We've already set this game up, so we just want to know how you get paid. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm going excuse me. I'm going Vikings here. I'll tell you why. They're coming off a bye week. And I think just like the Lions had that Cowboy game circled last week, Vikings got this circled. They lost both divisional games to this team last year. So I know they want some get back. The Lions was emotionally up for that Cowboy game based off what happened last season, right? Went on the road, Jimmy. Now we need them to go on the road again in the divisional game and emotionally get up again after being emotionally spent from losing Hutchinson. I hear all that they're going to do it for Hutch, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to make up for his loss. That's a major loss on the D line, Jimmy. That's huge against and I think LJ said this earlier. This is going to come down to what quarterback is going to have enough time to stand back there and complete passes. Both of these defenses pretty much shut down run games. I think the Lions' run game is a little bit better, but I just think having that bye week for Minnesota, Brian Flores and that defense, getting an extra week to prepare for what the Lions do. And before we get out of here on this one, every time the Lions have played a step up in offense, they've only scored about 20 points, Jimmy, and including the loss to Tampa, opening to the Rams. They got 26, but they took overtime to get to that 26. And I can't remember the other game. It might have been Arizona. Other than that, I think they've been pretty held in check when they play good defenses. I'm not going to look at the 40 against the Cowboys and the 40 against the Seahawks and be like, and get overwhelmed by that against this Minnesota Vikings. So I like the money line. I lean under. I heard you talking about the under earlier. I couldn't press the button quite yet because I think the run's going to get shut down. Clock's going to be stopped. A lot's going to be a lot of passing possibly. But if you look at the numbers suggest we go under, Jimmy. I like the under.
Same here. I was the same way. It's, that'd be, you could give it out as a pick. I just couldn't bet it. I was sitting there and I still think I'm just a little too pensive right now because I had a great week and I just Vikings money line keeps dropping. We gave a minus 119 out earlier, but now we can give you a minus 115. So it is dropping. Vikings money line minus 115. You talked about the Seattle Seahawks. Let's roll in the Seahawks, Falcons, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. We've already set this one up, so take it away.
Oh, I'm glad Birdie. I'm not going against Birdie because I hate when I go against Birdie. Birdie's just fucking amazing. So we kind of agree similar here, but I'm on the team total for the Seahawks. I saw it at 23.5. That's what I got it at. I can't remember the odds I got it at, but I saw 23.5. They average 24 points. Atlanta gives up 23 points per game. And Geno in that passing, as bad as Geno looks, and I did the Thursday show with you guys, as bad as Geno looks, they lead the league in passing yards per game, and have a top 5 passing attack. And he does have the weapons on the outside, even if Walker doesn't play. I still like Charbonnet, I think is how you pronounce it, at running back, even if Walker doesn't play. But you still got Metcalf, you still got Lockett, and you got Smith and Jigba on the outside. And this Atlanta defense has not been what we thought coming in with the additional moves they bringing in Judon and others. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have the injuries, but they're banged up on the Atlanta side of the ball as defensively. And looking at these totals, Jimmy, last 3 games for Atlanta, 38-20, 36-30, 26-24. On Seattle side, last 3 games, 36-24, 24-20, 42-29. Like they score and give up points. Not ready to take Atlanta on a 3. I lean plus the 3, but just give me the team total. We just need to score points in the dome. I heard Birdie mention Geno's stats in the dome. He is leading the league in 1,700 yards passing. So I just want the team total. I saw 23.5. We're gonna leave it right there.
Interesting thing about one thing we need to keep an eye on what Birdie's talking about is Geno indoors. That's a thing that we need to look at. But here, I'm surprised of 365. They'd never give you a good line on anything. They just take you to the cleaners. And but here, Pinnacle has that team total over 23.5 at minus 137. It's 12 cents cheaper at Bet365 at a playable minus 125. So would you like that team total over 23.5 minus 125?
Yes.
Okay, you are locked and loaded. 23.5 minus 125 available right now over at Bet365. Okay, we move on to the next spot on the board for our guy Marley, and it is Panthers Commanders that's already set up. But after this one, we have Chiefs Niners for the first time today, and it's nonstop from every capper after Marley. So that starts off Chiefs Niners, which we haven't spoken about yet. But roll into your Panthers Commanders spot, my man.
Yeah, man. This is the play that I'm going opposite against Birdie on this one. Kind of scary when you go against Birdie. Man, I got a lot of respect for that guy. I'm on the Commanders minus the 10. I know it's a huge number. Panthers are just they're banged up. Is Deontay Johnson going to play? I know he's questionable. You got any word?
Nothing other than game time, but they expect him to play at this point. It's not that they expect him not to play. At least what I've been reading is, but it's still a game time decision.
Yeah, and I know Washington's defense is borderline terrible, but Carolina, Jimmy, all of their losses have come by at least 10 points. Opening week against the Chargers, 26-3. They get a win against the Raiders for whatever that says about the Raiders. We know their issues. But then 34-24 Bengals, 36-10 Chicago, 38-20 points to Atlanta. And one thing we know about this Washington offense, they can score. I know LJ and Birdie kind of said they might they're not looking to blow out the Panthers. I mean, I think the Panthers are just that bad. I don't think you have to be looking to blow them out. They just are that bad of a football team. And when I look at the Commanders, every time they've played, other than their loss to Baltimore and to Tampa at the beginning of the season, Cincinnati, 38-30, Arizona, 42-14, Cleveland, 34-13. And even with that bad defense, I don't know if Carolina's going to be able to just keep up with Washington, even though they're not looking to blow anybody out. I just think this is a bad football team right now. So, and the Commanders are averaging 30 points per game, if not more, maybe 32. But they're averaging at least 30 points a game, giving up 23-ish. I don't think Carolina, maybe they cracked the 20. I doubt it. I just think this is a blowout. So give me the Commanders minus the 10. I'll take the huge.
We can get you 9.5. We get 9.5 regular VIG.
Even better.
Minus 9.5, minus 108 at Heritage. There's minus 110s, minus 115s on the board. Now a lot of books have moved to 10, but you can still get this at a 9.5. Let's roll into the final spot on the board, and we're going to hear a lot of cappers talking about this game now. Chiefs, 49ers, Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California, 79 Fahrenheit, 74 miles per hour. I don't need to talk about the horrific nightmares that I will have, forever and ever when these two teams play. A shout out to Donut Silks. Thank you, my friends. Let's get that cash today. $4.99 dono to bless our action. Donut Silks, thank you so much, my man. Respect our guy Donut Silks in the house. Here's some coffee for that one. We have a pretty healthy Chiefs team. Now, they are missing Mike Dan, a defensive end, with a pectoral injury, and Juju Smith-Schuster questionable right now. He'll be a game time decision, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be back. I hope he can get over this cyclical vomiting syndrome. It's awful. I hope he can get over it. And Pearsall will be making his NFL debut. Ricky Pearsall, the first round pick, was shot. Juwan Jennings is out, so that's why they need Pearsall. Now, their injuries to their kickers, it just continues and continues. On Anders Carlson, who the Packers just released, will kick this week. He was signed here by the Niners. Of course, their injury reports doesn't tell you the players who are out for the season, and Greenlaw, Javon Hargraves, and Hufanga, and like huge pieces to this defense are not going to be on the injury report because they're just done for the year. A line spread wise, we had another move towards the 49ers today. This was sitting at -1 from the opener. Then it moved to -1.5, and now we have a 2, and this 2 is juiced to the Niners at -108. So an interesting move towards the Niners. Let's get into the total here for this one as well. On the total, we have a 47.5. Well, 47. So 47.5 you can get, but it is -117 towards the under. And then when we get to the cash flow in 49ers Chiefs, we have on the spread 81% of the tickets, 77% cash on the Chiefs line moving towards the 49ers. On the money line, 60% of the tickets and 71% of cash on the Chiefs line moving towards the Niners. And on the total, 65% of tickets, 63% cash on the over. Take it away for us, Marley, your last spot on the board, Chiefs, Niners.
Yeah, this is one where the line kind of has me like, I can't believe why is it a +2 for the Chiefs? Coming off of a bye week. Feels like bait, Jimmy. And you know what? I'm going to take the bait. I'm here for all the bait. Give me the bait. I'm on the Chiefs money line. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest underdog quarterback, if not probably one of the greatest the greatest quarterback ever behind Brady, or some people might have him ahead. I don't know how you look at it. Anyway, but if you're going to give me Mahomes and Andy Reid coming off a bye week, extra time to prepare for a San Francisco team that Jimmy, can you find me a good win on their roster? I'll give you their win. Seattle, New England, and New York opening week, the Jets. What do you think about any of those teams that they beat?
I don't know. Go back to a different season.
The Seattle game, we watched that game. That was Thursday. I wasn't that impressed, especially defensively, with what I saw. I don't think. Now, the numbers show that Brock Purdy's playing a whole lot better than Patrick Mahomes if you look at the numbers. However, and I think I said this Thursday or maybe on the last show I was in, man, Mahomes has that thing that Brady had where it's like fourth quarter, if they need a score and you give them any amount of time left, he's going to go down and go get that score. And I think missing CMC, Mason's playing today. I get it. And I think this is a Shanahan deal. If you ever notice, man, his guys always get hurt. And I think he plays such a physical style of football that he wears those guys down. Debo is one tackle away from being hurt. Kittles is one tackle away from being hurt. And I just think with that extra week to prepare, and along with this defense, Kansas City's defense is playing lights out. If I'm not mistaken, they are 6th in points allowed. The passing can use some work. They're hovering in the 20s, but they're 3rd in rushing. And if you can stop a Shanahan team from running the ball, because that's what he wants to do, run the ball and work off play action, I think they're going to try to force Brock to beat them. We've seen this story twice before, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was in the Super Bowl, but they can't beat the Chiefs. He can't beat Mahomes. Give me Mahomes plus. One other thing, I don't like betting teams that haven't lost because they haven't lost. So why am I going to bet them to lose? I'm going to bet them to win. 5-0 for a reason. 5-0 ATS for a reason. The 49ers have to show me against a good team that they're still that team that they've been in the past. I don't think they're that team anymore currently. I don't think they're the best team in the NFC right now. I think there's 2 teams that may have something to say about that. So give me the Chiefs on the money line here. Mahomes as an underdog, I'll take it.
You got it. There's a 2.5 available, by the way, at -109, but we give you a +118 on the Chiefs.
2.5 plus 118. That's not
2.5 minus 109.
Oh, minus 109. No, I just want the money line. I don't want to deal with the points.
+118 for our guy Marley. Chiefs money line +118. Washington minus 9.5, minus 108. Seahawks team total over 23.5, minus 125. And the Vikings minus 115 for our guy Marley bets. Again, 16 shows with us. His worst ever performance was 1-2. It's just mind-boggling. Week in, week out. Doesn't matter what the schedule is. This man delivers. And you can get it all on the Brothers and Bets YouTube channel and also on the Raw Words podcast with our guy, LJ. You can get it all for free. Tell us a little bit about Brothers and Bets, my man.
Yeah, man. Catch us over there on Wednesdays. Like Jimmy says, me, LJ, and the homie Plus. We do the NFL breakdown every Wednesday about 5 o'clock. Then me and Coach come back on later that evening, and we do the college show right there at Brothers in like the letter Bets. You can catch me at Marley_Bets. And most of the time I'm right here on Sundays too.
I love it. I popped his Twitter handle in the chat. Incredible work, Marley. Thank you for the time and the energy, my man. I will be in touch.
I got you in the chat, LF. And I'm not my heart is with the Texans, big dog, not the Chiefs.
It's says you about to lose money, brother. It's funny, LF, because hard to find times when our guy Marley loses money, but 16 weeks of sample size. This guy's being an absolute monster. Ranked 3rd out of 26 right now. Last year was ranked 2nd out of 26. Let's bring on your next guest, another capper who is an absolute monster. We get to see him betting with the bag, and we are so fortunate that every single day this man drops his spreadsheet play of the day. Please welcome our guy, Mr. Ron Crawford. Mr. Crawford, how are you, my guy?
Rock and roll, baby. How you doing? How you doing, Jimmy?
Doing great, Ron. Doing great. So, Ron, I'm looking at your action here, and we start off with the Sunday Nighter, a spot that we haven't talked about yet. Jets Steelers, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 68 Fahrenheit sunny, 4-mile-per-hour winds. The big story here is Devontae Adams will be playing. Also, Mike Williams wasn't traded, and full participant Friday and will be playing. The other story is Najee Harris, good to go, and Alex Highsmith will be in the lineup. Now, Herbig won't. Highsmith, I was hoping wouldn't be in the lineup, as I am on the Jets money line. This has got the Jets -2, -107. This opened up Jets +2 at -106. Now, that was before the Devontae Adams trade. Should it be worth a 4-point swing? I don't think so, but it is. From a total perspective here, we have a 39 juice to the over and 39.5 across the board. This total just keeps climbing. And when we get to the cash flow for our Sunday Nighter, we have, get this up here. We have 55% of the tickets and 67% of the cash on the Jets spread. We have 49% of tickets and 31% of the cash on Jets money line. So on the money line, the Steelers are being bet with bigger bets. And then 67% of tickets, 66% of cash on the over. Ron Crawford, it's great to see you, my friend. Take it away, Jets Steelers.
Yeah, I got Hard Rock's got it up to 2.5 now. Not liking that move on the Jets, but I got it at -1. You look at the better offense here, and I think the Jets now with, like I said, with Devontae coming in, and hell, they might as well go get Jordy Nelson and MVS, just get the whole gang back together for Rodgers. But I look for the better offense here. They talk about Tomlin as a home dog. Well, you remember, Jimmy, they opened the year with San Francisco as a home dog and got blasted. So, I'm going to take Rodgers, the better quarterback here, definitely. I don't care if it's Russ. I don't care if it's Fields. But I'm going to take Rodgers and give me money line. I guess we're going to have to go now because it's getting a little out of hand.
Well, we can get you the -2 at -107.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll do -2.
Okay. That was a little cheaper that way. -2, -107 for the Jets, Jets, Jets for Ron Crawford. We move on to Titans, Buffalo Bills, Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. We've already heard from our guy, Mr. Sean Higgs, that he's on the Titans +9.5, and I've been staring at it all week. And I probably should have got more confidence from the quarterback change. And I know Ron will talk about the quarterback change, but I didn't. And it's just because I know exactly what I'm going to get with Mason Rudolph. There's nothing wrong with it. He doesn't make mistakes, doesn't throw picks. but I still think that Levis is capable of some good things. And I know we haven't seen it yet, and I don't fear this Bills defense. I don't fear this Bills pass rush. Maybe this was an opportunity for Levis to show us something, but on the road, how can you have faith in Levis? Take it away, Ron. Titans, Bills.
Yeah, I like Mason Rudolph. I mean, we got the change going on. I think Sean talked about a lot of it. But the one thing that I'm going to tell you right now, and I love my spreadsheet, and I got a great system here. We had it last week with San Francisco, and we had it with Pittsburgh. And that is teams that are off a home outright loss as a favorite are now a dog on the road, or get this, 12-2 this year. So I want you to take Tennessee plus the 9.5. I know it's ugly, but Tennessee did lose outright as a favorite at home, and now they're going on the road as a dog. And I think Sean already exhausted. They're the number one defense in the league. And, maybe with the quarterback change, we'll look at. And also the underdog is 7-1 the last 8 meetings in these two. And we all remember the Music City Miracle back in the day. So I'm going to take the Titans right here. And actually, I'm going to sprinkle on the money line.
Wow. But not officially here with us.
Not officially. I'm taking a plus 9.5. Yeah.
Titans plus 9.5. The Music City Miracle, I remember like it was yesterday, and I was so angry that Doug Flutie was not at quarterback for the Bills. I've never been angrier. Like in NFL, it was the angriest I've ever been. I couldn't believe that they would do that, and I wanted them to lose. And they were my team all year, and I wanted them to lose. And when that Music City Miracle, I felt like it was justice for having Johnson at quarterback over Flutie. I remember like it was yesterday. Good God. I'm going to give you the best line available for Titans plus 9.5, but we already found a decent one with decent juice.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into the big one here. 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Chiefs, 49ers. And this Chiefs team better than anyone. Take it away for us, Ron.
Yeah, and Juju's good. The hamstring's good, like you said. And remember, we got a nice running back getting over 100 yards back. We got our guy back. And look at the Chiefs offense. Everybody says, well, you're missing all these wide receivers. Well, you know what? Mahomes makes it happen, whether it be Jody Fortson, whether it be, Travis Kelce across the middle. And with that, the defense, so many injuries to the 49ers. I do not understand this line, but I'm going to go back. Everybody says, well, it's revenge for the Super Bowl. Well, we did that in 20. 20, we beat y'all. And then he came back the next year. Chiefs were, a small favorite, and they won 19-16. And then a couple years later, they go back to Frisco, and the Chiefs are a 1.5 point underdog. And that's actually right after they got CMC on the team, and the Chiefs hammered them 44-23. Now look at Andy Reid. Everybody talks about off a bye. Andy Reid. Well, look at this numbers. As a non-conference, underdog, they're 6-1 on the road as a dog, and also you look at Andy Reid as 11-1 as a road dog. It's got to be a Chiefs spot. I haven't seen really anybody on the Chiefs. It's amazing. I'm looking at X and Twitter and seeing 49ers game of the year, blah, blah, blah. You're giving me a Hall of Fame quarterback plus points. And don't forget who we got on deck. We played very well before the Raiders. We don't play well against the Raiders, but we played very well before the Raiders. Give me the Chiefs on the money line.
You got it. We have back-to-back Chiefs backers on the money line. Marley at plus 118 again with our guy Ron Crawford at plus 118. Ron Crawford on his debut went 2-1 plus a unit.
Young Wei Koo cost me it.
Yeah, he did.
Second field goal. I was 3-0.
He did.
Should have took the points, Jimmy. Should have took the points.
And he's back in business with us again with a 3 spot. Jets -2 at -107. Titans plus 9.5 at -108. And we have the Chiefs at plus 118. Chiefs on the money line. Ron, it is so great to have you here rocking with us. I'm going to pop Ron's Twitter handle here in the chat. Ron, where can everybody find you? And I know we are so thankful to have your spreadsheet plays today on Betting with the Bag, but where else can they find you, my man?
Yeah, I'm on X at Ron KC Fan. I usually have a teaser every primetime game. Been doing very well, about 11-6 this year, up 3 units or so. I do some KBO action on there as well. And I'll throw you in my spreadsheet plays of the day today while I'm here. I want you to take the Mets on the money line and take the Anaheim Ducks.
I am also on the Ducks. That's my only look in NHL today. Spreadsheet play today is the Mets and Ducks. I'm also on the Ducks. I love to hear that. Ron, thank you so much for your time, my man. Any last words for the Capper Sporting Show?
No, thanks everybody. Looking forward to getting here on a regular basis, and let's make some cash.
I love it. There he is, Ron Crawford in the house. Now we head east to Pennsylvania for our next capper. This man battling COVID and still needs to be here to deliver the goods, which is exactly what he did in his first performance here. 3-2, but plus 1.7 units with some big spots, big dog spots. Let's bring him on right now, coming to us from Pennsylvania by way of Georgia. Our guy, star of the Stacks play of the day. Please welcome Justin Mckelvie.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Justin, what's good, man? How you feeling, man? You getting closer to back in action?
Yeah, I hit the gym once. I'm gonna go to the game tonight. I stayed in the house. I ain't got no strength, but I'm going to that game tonight. I'm going to that game.
That game's going to be magic, man. We got a live stream for it. I can't wait to watch it. Let's get right to work because you start with your Atlanta Falcons at home versus the Seahawks, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We've already set this one up, so take us home, man.
All right, let me get my notes here. All right, I'm going to go on Geno Smith over 269.5 passing yards at minus 108. First of all, the Falcons, they don't got no type of pass rush. That's my team. You see, I got Landon in the background, Landon hoodie on, Landon shirt on. They ain't got no pass rush. Simmons, he banged up. I don't even know if he's playing or not, but regardless, I like him. In the dome, a lot of people don't notice Geno Smith is 73% on completions in the dome since he's been in Seattle. Not only that, the last time he played him in 2022, he had 325 yards. His last six to this line at 267.5. His last 6 he cashed this. I bumped it down or bumped it up to 269 for better juice at minus 108.
You are locked and loaded. Razor sharp picks also on Seattle plus 3. Your next spot on the board hasn't been talked about yet. Eagles, Giants. So we're going to set this up. We also have Razor giving us his gambler's first glance on this one. And the gambler's first glance is the under 42.5 in Eagles, Giants. Gambler's first glance, under 42.5 in Eagles, Giants. Let's get into this one as we have yet to talk about it. Big one. Eagles, Giants, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Beautiful weather, 69 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 4 miles per hour. The Eagles are without some pieces. Dallas Goedert, of course, an important piece at tight end. You know, now you have Grant Calcaterra replacing him. Not good. Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, is expected to be available today, not given an injury designation. Slay is also full participant practice, good to go. They're missing offensive tackle Jordan Mailata and defensive tackle Byron Young. For these Giants, there is huge question marks around Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence right now. We don't know if they're going to be in. Can you guys let us know, anyone in the chat? Can you let us know what the final story is? Now, Malik Neighbors is back. Line history-wise, we are sitting here with a -3, a -110 for Philly. There's been a 5-cent move towards the Giants at that number. Troy Torrance thinks this is a sharp trap, and he is on the Philadelphia Eagles in this one. From a total standpoint here, we have this right now at a 42, a -107 to the under. This was at Pinnacle a 43. This was a 43 last night. A legit 43 regular VIG, so it's dropped to 42. And when we get to the cash flow for this Giants-Eagles spot, you have 78% of the tickets, 81% of cash on the Eagles, 24% of tickets, 43% cash on the under. Take us away, Justin. Eagles, Giants.
It's going to be Stacks play day number 1. It's going to be a Devontae Smith over 64.5 yards at plus 110. The Giants,
Yeah, take it away.
Giants, they always double the number one wide receiver. Number one wide receiver through the course of the year. Jefferson, week 1, 4 yards for 59. McLaren, 6 for 22. Chase, 5 for 72. Metcalf, I can't read my notes, 6 for 55. The only one that got off was CD Lamb, 7 for 98. Those are all number ones in my eyes. AJ Brown probably gonna have a bad day. Who's gonna get all the yards in a low scoring game, courtesy of Razor, going to Devontae Smith over 64.5 plus 110.
Over 64.5 receiving yards at plus 110. Alternate line for our guy Justin. We watch him use these alternate lines to get plus lines, to get bigger scores. He's locked and loaded. Then we move on to Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis, Minnesota. We've set this one up. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, your breakdown, how you're getting paid. Take it away.
I'm on Amon St. Brown, over 79.5 yards plus 104. If y'all don't like it, his lower line's like 74.5, but I always bump it up. I seen Spenny was on it. I love to see that. The Vikings are 30th against the pass. Detroit gonna have to pass to keep up the game and slow down Jefferson. I love him all. He only had 37 yards last week. Bounce back. Goff completes 70% of his pass. 70% of his pass attempts in the dome.
I love it. What was the number you got, the alternate?
79.5 plus 104.
Plus 104. Plus line locked in. We have the corner of Stacks and Pennybomb Avenue on Amon-Ra St. Brown over. Spenny saying Amon-Ra and Jefferson should both eat today. We move on to Chiefs 49ers, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Take it away.
I'm on Xavier Worthy, over 44.5 receiving yards, plus 128. That Stacks play today, number 2. I love this play. Love it. A lot of people don't know. Hold on, let me get this. Reed is 21-4 off of a bye week. What you think he been doing on bye week? Mahomes and Worthy can't connect. They keep missing each other. I know that Xavier Worthy, 2 of his last 5, he only hit this. I love it. A bounce back spot. Go deep. I personally laddered him, not official, up to 100. But official Stacks play today, 44.5 plus 128.
I love it. We got player props in each of these 4 games for our guy, Justin Mckelvie. Geno Smith over 269.5 passing yards, minus 108. Devonta Smith over 64.5 receiving yards at plus 110. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 79.5 receiving yards at plus 104. And Xavier Worthy over 44.5 receiving yards at plus 128. Justin, thank you for fighting the good fight, battling through COVID, rocking with us. Have an incredible time at the game. Man,
well.
If you can send us, if you text me any clips or anything, we'll show it on our live stream. So thank you for all your fight, man. We love Stacks Play today. We love rocking with you. And if you want, Justin Mckelvie is 3-2 up 1.7 units. You get to see him here on NFL Pub Hub. You get to see him on Tailgating. But that's it. That's the only place you'll find our guy right here on Pub Sports Radio.
Absolutely.
My man, any last words for the Capper Sporting Show?
No, I appreciate it. And if y'all ain't busy, I'll be on tomorrow night too.
Oh, respect. He'll be rocking with us on our live stream tomorrow night. I love it. Justin, thank you, my man. I'll be in touch. Have a great time of the game tonight and get better. There he is, our guy, Justin Mckelvie. We go from Pennsylvania right across the continent to California for our next 2 cappers, closing out our show. Star of the Surf and Turf Play of the Day and the Prime Cut Play of the Day, and can be seen every Thursday night on our NFL live streams. Please welcome our guy, the Sweaty Butcher in the house. Sweaty Butcher, what's good, man? How are you?
What's up, guys? I'm doing good, Jimmy. Thanks.
Great to have you, man. Let's get right to work. Texans, Packers, Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You have a different look on this game than anything that we've heard thus far, so take it home, man.
All right. So, originally I'm looking at this game. I was attracted to the total. I liked the over, and I like Texans +3. Digging into the game a little bit more, I found kind of trends that coincide with each other, so I couldn't really find myself to get on the Texans. I still do like the over. So what I attacked was the Texans team total over at 21.5. I got that at minus 120. I'm not sure if it's there still or not.
Yeah, it's still there. Minus 116 available right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I I just like the Texans. I think both of these guys kind of put up some points. I could both see them getting into the 20s here. I think the line is really sharp at +3. I think they kind of stay together all game. So 21.5 seemed a little short for me. Texans on the road. They gone over that number 2 times out of 3. The one time was that blowout in Minnesota. They only put up 7 points, but the other 2 road games, they're putting up numbers. Green Bay's giving up a little bit of numbers here and there. Like I said, I think both these teams get in the 20s easily, and I like the Texans to win, but I like that team total over.
Texans team total over 21.5 -116. This next spot is very interesting, and it is very concerning, and we haven't heard this angle on the show today, so take it away and don't scare us too much with this one. Sweaty Butcher, Bengals, Browns.
All right. So this is my prime cut of the day. I like it very much. I've found very good trends. I use these same trends on Denver on Thursday night, and we fucking smashed. The main trend here is home dogs this season have been terrible. Terrible, straight up and against the spread. I'm not going to step in front of that today, especially with these shitty ass Browns. I don't care about Nick Chubb. I don't care about anything else they got going on because it's trash over there. I feel like they're throwing in the flag. They're getting rid of Cooper. Their number 1 receivers, Jerry Jeudy. We've seen how that went in Denver. I don't see it. I see the defense maybe getting to Burrow a little bit here, but I'm all over the Bengals in this spot. Like I said, home dogs, 0-13 straight up, and ATS the last 13 games. I don't understand how anyone could see the Browns putting up a fight here. Bengals got to get their shit together. I feel like this is a nice spot to do it. Get a divisional win under their belt too, and turn the things around a little bit. I think Jamar Chase has a big game. The Cleveland secondary is pretty shoddy. So I really like the Bengals here. Main thing, like I said, I'm riding that home dog fade until it's not a streak no more.
I get it. You have every reason to stick with what's been getting you paid. You have options here because this line's moving towards the Browns. So do you want God, it's moving so fast. Do you want the -5 with no VIG? You want -4.5 at -109?
I've already bet it myself at -5.5. So let me get the -5.
Okay, because you can get the 5.5 at +103 if that's what you want.
What'd you say? The -5 is that even?
-103.
-103. Yeah, let's go -5. -5 is cool. I'll take that hook off.
-5 at -103 for the prime cut play of the day. So not only is he, on the other side of us, but he's on the other side of a bunch of us with his best bet of the day. And that's very, very concerning for us that know how often you cash the prime cut. Don't forget what the prime cut was on Thursday. It was the Broncos. And they took care of business and got us all paid. Let's move on to your next spot on the board. Chiefs 49ers. And God, all these great cappers making a move on this game on Chiefs side. Let's see what our guy Sweaty Butcher does here. Obviously, I'm concerned as a 49er fan. Take it away, my man. Chiefs Niners.
All right. Well, I'm with the other guys too here. It's hard for me to pass up even or plus money with Patrick Mahomes. It's almost an automatic bet. But I didn't just bet it because of that. I dug in a little bit too. I see a lot of guys on Twitter and everywhere else talking about revenge this, revenge that. Well, then guess what the Super Bowl was? A revenge game for the San Francisco 49ers. Guess what the game before that was for San Francisco 49ers? A revenge game. Guess what happened? They lost that too. Wait, guess what the other game before that was? That was also a revenge game. And they lost that one too. These guys have been seeking revenge since 2014. I don't see why today is the day that everyone believes that, oh, this revenge angle is going to get it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm all over the Chiefs here. Give me a plus money, whatever the money line's at now. I got it at plus 110 myself yesterday. So I just like the spot. I'm not going to pass up plus money with Patrick Mahomes. Just can't do it.
You got it. We can get you that plus 118, and I just wrote it in the chat, but none of the breakdowns on the Chiefs hurt as much as yours. Yours seemed to just come right. It was Mortal Kombat finishing move. But Sweaty Butcher had my beating heart, went into my chest, pulled out my beating heart, and then stomped on it. God, that one.
Well, I got to shut down the revenge stuff because that's all I've been seeing. And I'm like, that's a tough angle to take when the last 3 spots have been revenge spots and they haven't got it. So
I was almost going to stop you after that third one. I was like, all right, okay, we fucking get it. Okay. Chiefs money line plus 118 for the Sweaty Butcher. Then we roll into our Sunday nighter, Jets Steelers, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Take it away. We've set this one up, and God, I'm so excited about this football game tonight. Can't wait to rock with. This is my Friday night. Can't wait to pull out the bottle and hang with you guys. Take it away for us, Butch. Jets, Steelers.
all right, you know where I'm at here. I'm on the Jets money line. I like the 2. I think they win by a good touchdown or so, maybe even more. I just like the storyline, what's going on right now with the Jets. This is like an exciting spot, maybe even, a turnaround spot, almost a must-have spot. The Steelers don't impress me much. I don't even understand how they're 4-2 from what I've seen this year. Besides, I obviously know why. It's because their defense has been very good, but mid-season changes with the quarterback, couple injuries. I don't see it here. And also I'm heavy on that home dog stuff. This is another home dog spot for the Pittsburgh Steelers and another spot I want to hammer into that streak. Also on the other side, the Jets are away faves off a loss, and that's another big streak that's running pretty well too. So I like the the Jets here. Obviously a little bit of my heart is into this too, but I just feel like it's a really good spot for the Jets. Good turnaround spot for the season. And where else better to do it against Russell Wilson? Sit his ass back down on the bench after this game.
I'm right with you. I'm right with you on this one here. I can't wait for it. Do you want the minus 133 or would you rather the -2 at minus 108?
Give me the money line. Yeah, money line's cool. Yeah. It don't matter. It's not going to lose. So the juice only matters if we lose, right?
That's true. And you made your debut with us here on week 4 plus 0.42 units. We get to rock with Sweaty Butcher every Thursday night on our live streams. Let's review his action. Texans team total over 21.5 minus 116. Bengals -5 minus 103, which is the prime cut play today. Chiefs money line plus 118 and the Jets money line at minus 133 for our guy, the Sweaty Butcher. I'm going to pop his Twitter handle here in the chat. Just got over 1,000 followers, the Sweaty Butcher, and one of those followers, Pistol Pete Loshak.
Highlight of the week there.
Sweaty Butcher here. Gonna throw that in the chat. Please support our guy, the Sweaty Butcher. Any last words for the Capper supporting the show, my man?
Nah, guys, let's go. Let's get that cash. Let's keep cashing. Maybe I'll see you guys tonight, Monday night. Jets game tonight. Maybe I'll jump on with you guys.
Oh, we'd love that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that note here.
Yeah, shoot me the link. I'll jump in.
Beautiful. Thanks so much for rocking with us, my man, and we will be in touch. Can't wait to rock with you tonight and have some drinks and watch the Jets take care of business for us. Thank you. There he is, the Sweaty Butcher. There's so many cappers that we have, and we're trying to bring on new voices, and then they come on and they smash. And that's what happened last week. We brought Bet with JT, and he came on and crushed. He swept the board with 3 player props, and he is headlining our program here. You come on, you sweep the board. We want you back immediately. This is about winning and succeeding for our friends, our fam, and the cappers that we rock with each and every day, our colleagues, and that is exactly what our next guest did. Our final guest here on the program, fresh off board sweepage last week. Talk Sports, Bet with our guy JT in the house. JT, what's good, man? How are you?
How you doing? Sorry for the noise in the background. I had to step in to work for a few hours. Got off the plane yesterday from Dallas last night and had to come in and take care of some work. Thank you, Jimmy, for having me on again, man.
Oh, we respect it. We respect that you're jumping in here live at work, man. However we can get your action, we want it. What a performance last week. I love to see it. Let's get started. Your first of 3 player props, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We've set this one up. So how are you getting paid?
I got these notes right here is probably my shortest out of all 3 player props. This one was pretty tough for me. You can call me crazy for taking it, but I'm going to just go straight out and let you know what I'm on. I do have the under 84.5 yards, rushing yards, minus 117 for Saquon Barkley. He averages about 81.6 rushing yards a game. I believe the line's at 80.5 right now. But Philly runs the ball 48% of the time. He has hit 84 yards versus that Tampa Bay's number 13 rush defense. He also hit 147. I believe in the 147, when he hit that number, he was away against New Orleans that ranks 32 against the rush. And he also hit 95 yards, which I believe that was away as well against Atlanta's 25th ranked rush defense. So he has played against some weak rush defenses besides, you can say, average Tampa Bay. New York Giants, on the other end, they rank 12th. Kind of like that Tampa Bay defense, they rank 12th, but they went against Rico Dodwell. Now, we know these 3 names that I'm about to, put out there is not Saquon Barkley, but against Dodwell, they let him have, 46 yards. Barrow even went for 53 yards. Now, when I looked at that, I was thinking like, well, is Hurts going to get his rush yards today? Or is he really going to need to get those rush yards? He might jump out on the Giants early. I don't know. It could be a back and forth game as well, but I'll look at that Hurts rush yards prop as well. I don't know where it's at. But Chase Brown, he gave up 53, and then Aaron Jones, 94. I believe this Giants team will come out. I know the whole emotional thing, Saquon's old team. I know the storyline, and I do believe those type of narratives do play a big part in certain games. I know Barkley's going to want to come out and perform, but I also think Giants is going to want to come out as well at home and perform against Saquon Barkley. So, again, I took that under 84.5 rush yards, minus 117.
You are locked in. Saquon Barkley under 84.5 rush yards at minus 117. And you know what? Don't worry about the audio. When you're talking, it's not as bad as you may feel like it is. So just don't stress on it. Let's rock, and it's fine. Especially when you're talking. So let's just roll. Don't even worry about a thing. Saquon Barkley under 84.5 rush yards, minus 117. We roll on to our next spot. Lions, Vikings, US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is a look where we already heard from Spenny Pennybombs in the chat thinking, now I know the audience doesn't know your angle, but thinking that this angle makes a ton of sense. And we've watched this Lions secondary perform poorly week in and week out. Take it away for us. Lions, Vikings, floor is yours, JT.
Man, there's really not much to be said. We've seen it in the chat. I believe Spinny got the good number. He got the 90.5. You also touched on it earlier today on the show about the, injuries in the secondary. You have, what's his name, Carlton Davis. He's questionable with a quadricep injury. You have Arnold, which in his last 5 games, he has 4 pass deflections. He's been playing average. So I don't know who's going to be covering Justin Jefferson at this point, but whoever covers him is not going to be able to cover him. I don't care what you say. But I took the over 93.5 receiving yards at minus 120 for Justin Jefferson. His last 5 games, 92, 85, 81, 133, 59 receiving yards. At home, he had 92, 81, and 133. The 133 against San Francisco secondary, which everybody who flaws about. But he performed well in that game. Overall, let me see. Overall, he has been targeted 43 times at 33.9%, the highest on the team. I think the person under him is the running back, I believe, that gets receptions. He averages 101 receiving yards a game, and they pass 52% of the time. I don't want to be long-winded about this, but head-to-head, he has 192 yards in January, 141 yards in December of last year. And at home, 1 at home and 1 away. And Sam Darnold's been sacked 14 times, but even with that 14 times, he's over 1,000 yards passing. So just give me Justin Jefferson over 93.5 yards. It's self-explanatory.
You got it locked and loaded here. Final spot on the board, final spot on our show today before we review all action from our experts on camera. And when I saw you with this bet, I was like, I'm surprised it's being offered. And it is being offered at all of the books with the, AC joint pain here on your next player prop. It's Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers. We do have a special appearance from Jose Snips Bouquet after this breakdown, and about this football game, Chiefs-Niners. But with the AC joint pain for running back Jordan Mason, now I know it's just about handling the pain, but still, I'm surprised this is being offered, and this look makes a ton of sense that you're on it. There's no way he gets a regular amount of plays. So take us home, our second to final spot on the board, because Snips is going to drop a spot. Take us home, Chiefs-Niners.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I had to double back and think like, damn, doesn't he have like agony injury right now? I'm like, they really put this lineup for him. But I do understand the angle the Niners are trying to do. Let's be honest, man. KC has 49ers numbers. So 49ers, it don't matter who's hurt. Hey, I want to play, coach. I want to go in there. We have to beat these guys. So I understand that even if they have an injury that's, bothering them. With that said, again, I took the under 60.5 rush yards at minus 115, Jordan Mason. His last 5, he's hit 73, 89, 123, 77, and 100. Against Seattle, Seattle, Seattle has a ranked 26 rush defense, Arizona 29, New England 19, 32 by LA, and 2 by Minnesota. So he ain't really played real good defense. KC ranks, I believe Marley spoke about this earlier in the show, they rank number 3 against the rush, number 2 against the running back. All right, KC away is allowing 68 to 69 rushing yards. Their last game, they held Kamara at 26 rushing yards. They held Derrick Henry at 46 rushing yards. So they have seen some bigger and stronger running backs. And they held them guys at some low numbers, which a lot of us probably would have thought they would have broke loose. At the end of the day, I don't want to really say this and compare, but when I sit back and I look at Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, it just reminds me of a modern day Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Mahomes, I'm not going to go against him. You can give him trash players like Brady had, and you can give him, small people. He's going to make it happen to win the Super Bowl. So, again, I don't want to be long-winded. Give me Jordan Mason under 60.5 at minus 150.
You are locked and loaded. Jordan Mason under 16.5 rush yards, minus 115. Justin Jefferson over 93.5 receiving yards at minus 120. Saquon Barkley under 84.5 rush yards at minus 117. Coming off board sweepage last week. Please support our guy JT on X. He's putting all his action out there every day, every week. And please go support him right now. He deserves more followers. So if you want to do us a favor here at Pub Sports Radio right now, click on that link that I have in the chat and support our guy, JT, who is, despite, coming back from Dallas for a work convention, having to work this morning, still wants us to know what his action is after board sweepage. JT, respect, man. Thank you for making the time for us. And we need you on some of these live streams when you have time as well, whenever it works for you. But we want you to be a bigger part of the channel, and thank you for doing whatever it is necessary to be on here today. It means a ton to us. Any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Man, thanks to the chat. You got the best chat in the land, man, and I appreciate you, Jimmy, for the invite. I'm available tonight. Last week I couldn't make it, was with the family. And as long as you keep extending the invite, man, definitely will be here for you. Respect to you, man. Appreciate everything you do.
Oh, dope. Okay, we got JT tonight and Sweaty Butcher. We need our final guest as well because his Jets are in play. And we always, it's so funny. This
bad time when I'm on these streams, Jimmy, and we're betting the Jets. It's a bad time. I don't know if you want me on there.
I do. But we have 7 minutes till kickoff, and we have an official pick here from Jose Bouquet. And we've just had the 49ers have had a train run on them on this program.
Yeah.
And Jose has said no more. Stop
no
it.
mas. I can't. I won't let it happen anymore. We're not going to be like everyone else. We're not going to just fall into just bet the Chiefs. Oh, they're an underdog. Oh, they're off a bye. Fuck them all. Fuck all that. The 49ers win this ball game. Jimmy, what did I tell you last week and throughout this week? Vegas is coming for their cash this week. They got murdered last week. And do you want to be on 81% of the bets and 75% of the money on the Chiefs? Fuck no. Give me the fucking 49ers. This line went from 1 to 2. Is that a big difference? but it still went in the Niners' direction with all that money on the Chiefs. Come on. Niners win this ball game. There's three. Oh, Jimmy, I'm going to quickly give you those two other spots, or three spots, I guess, I like on the board today. Just fading the public. The public, Jimmy, a wise man once told me, are a pack of frauds and losers. Fuck them. I know everyone's going to be on Patrick Mahomes. I get it. But give me Purdy in the gang. Easy. -2. I'll take a money line as well, Jimmy, because I don't come on this show often, so I have to fire my shots when I do, damn it.
No, I like it. Let's get you locked in here on we can get you -1.5 and -115, or do you just want the -2? Because the money line is a -131. -130.
-2 is fine, and I'll take the -130 as well. While you do that, Jimmy, I'll quickly roll on. Cincinnati, Cleveland. Sweaty, I'm sorry. Cleveland Browns for me. Again, you'll hear this breakdown from me 2 more times. 75% of the bets, 80% of the money on the Bengals here. I get it. The Browns suck, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? I'm on them here again. You see a 5.5 at Pinnacle here. Our friends at Bodog have 4.5 here. All the money on the Browns. I'll gladly take the 5.5 with the Browns. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game outright. So I'll just take Cleveland plus 5.5 here. Rolling on.
Yeah, roll on.
Houston, Green Bay, another one. Houston Texans, super public today. Oh, CJ Stroud. Oh, he's so good. 67% of the bets, 69% of the money on the Texans. Fuck them. Green Bay Packers win this game, and they win by double digits. I'll take the -3. No problem there. Packers, just a better football team, better quarterback, better coach.
You are locked and loaded here. Is that the third of the trio, or do you have more?
I have more. Fuck the Detroit Lions, too. Again, we are fading all of these public spots this weekend. 74% of the bets, 72% of the money on the Lions. Give me Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings. Why? Aaron Jones is active in this game, and he's the most important player on this team. Play action. Sam Darnold will do his damn thing. Vikings win this game. I'll take both money line and -1 here as well.
Wow, you got it. Okay, let's get you Vikings making a big stand here to get back on the leaderboard, -1. And he is, second right now in NFL Cappers contest, NFL Cappers contest here on our channel. Vikings -1 at -113 and the money line. Do we have more action, or is that?
I'll leave that as it is. And I gave out all those plays are my Cappers contest plays, Vikings, Niners, Packers. I'll give this last one actually.
Sure.
I was shocked to see this team as an underdog. I told you on the Cappers contest show, I couldn't believe it. Arizona Cardinals win this game outright as well. I don't believe that the Chargers can keep up scoring-wise with the Cardinals. Can the Chargers score 24 points in this game? That is a decent amount, but I don't think they can, and I think the Cardinals can score more. +1 money line here for me. The line has gone down. It was 2.5 on our Cappers contest show. So, I obviously took that 2.5 in Cappers contest, but I think they win this game outright. It's a 1 now, and it's pretty split ticket-wise, 50-50 splits, and we come all the way down to the Cardinals here. Cardinals for me. Easy.
+1.5. We can get you at -108 as well.
Yeah, I do like the only play that I am not fading the public in, and I won't make it official. I obviously like the Titans as well. I mean, everyone's on the Bills. Those big numbers have not done anything for those favorites all year. Last week where the Browns covered against the Eagles at the same number? I'm not on it because I'm just a little bitch, I guess, but I expect them to cover as well. And shout out to my boy Mason Rudolph.
You are locked and loaded, Jose. Stick with me as we put a bow on today's show. Again, the lowest amount of action I've had going into a Sunday in 7 years. We're 2-0 from Thursday, but just 3 bets for me.
I thought that was a typo. I truly thought that was a typo. I was like, where's all his action? Where'd they go?
I'm I can't even talk about CFL. I start like blushing and like
Yes, I saw what you did.
Next week I'm going to destroy CFL. As soon as these lines come out, there's smash and grabs. I'm 6-0 over my last 6 double results. Good God.
Yeah, hey, that plays.
So they're on the stream, Thomas. I just have Packers, Jets, and Browns left, and the spots that I was thinking of adding, I'm just kind of gonna let go here it is what it is. But let's review all action. Pub Sports circa millions. We're 15-1 with 4 left here. And this is a big day for us. Packers -2.5, Jets -2, Colts -3, Chargers -2.5. Then we have action here. Spenny Penny Bombs gave us his action. He couldn't be with us. He is our leader in NFL Pub Hub. Here is his player props there, right there, on not the touchdowns, but just the player props. I know his touchdowns are somewhere. I don't have them here, but they're going to be right there. I'm going to pop those both. Pop those both into the chat. Then we had Birdie starting off. Browns +5.5 and the money line +204 and the over 41. Then he's on Miami +3. He's all over the Seattle game. Seattle +3, Seattle Atlanta over 51. Seattle highest scoring team Sunday 16-1. Geno Smith most passing yards Sunday +750. Seattle Atlanta high scoring game Sunday +550 and Miami Seattle money line parlay +473. He laddered Calvin Ridley props and the ATD. Then he's got the under 51.5 in Washington, Carolina. And then he's got 6-point teasers. Lions +7.5, Chiefs +8, Steelers +8, Chiefs +8, Lions +7.5, Steelers +8. Then he's got 7.3 team teasers. Browns +12.5, Lions +8.5, Packers +4, Chiefs +9, Ravens +3.5, Chargers +5, Steelers +8.5, 49ers +5.5, Eagles +4. Strategic investments gave us his Chapiadora play of the day at Seattle +3 and Cleveland +6.5. LJ gave us Texans first half +2.5 and Mixon anytime touchdown. Vikings money line, Commanders first half -6, team total over 30.5. Higgsy. Mr. Sean Higgs gave us Browns +5.5, Miami +3, Titans +10, Packers -3, and Rams -10. Alternate lineup +128. His bullishness on the Rams was hilarious. I love Higgsy. Just funny and fun. Marley gave us Vikings money line, Seahawks team total over 23.5, Washington -9.5, Chiefs money line. Ronnie Crawford gave us Jets -2, -107, Titans +9.5, -108, and Kansas City money line +118. By the way, spreadsheet play of the day from Ron Crawford in baseball is the Mets, and from hockey is the Ducks. Then we got from Justin McKelvie, Geno Smith over 269.5 passing yards. Razor Sharp Picks gave us his Gambler's First Glance, the Eagles Giants under 42.5. In that one, Justin's on Devonta Smith over 64.5 receiving yards at +110. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 79.5 receiving yards at +104. And at 4:25 p.m., Xavier Worthy over 44.5 receiving yards at +128. Sweaty Butcher gave us the Texans team total over 21.5. Bengals -5. That's the prime cut. And the Chiefs money line at +118. And then Jets money line -133. JT, who swept the board last week with us, so we had to have him back immediately. Saquon Barkley under 84.5 rush yards. Justin Jefferson over 93.5 receiving yards. And Jordan Mason under 16.5 rush yards. Jose Bouquet gave us 49ers -1.5. 49ers money line. Browns +5.5. Packers -3. Vikings -1 in the money line. And Cardinals money line and the +1.5. That is our show for today. Jose, baseball. Did you move on it?
Yeah, I'm on the Mets. I'm on the Mets as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep betting dogs. I haven't had any success with the totals, but I didn't tweet anything out. But I'm on the Mets. And by the way, Jimmy, for the record, I do like the Steelers tonight. If I had to make a bet on the side, I don't trust these fuckers. I don't trust these fuckers one bit. And everyone thinks shit is sweet now because we have Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams cannot stop the pass rush. So
wow,
that's obviously not official, but if I had to place a bet on it, it'd be on Steelers.
And are you available to rock with us?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. I'll most likely be on at some point. Will I be in a good mood? The odds are -200. No, so we'll be fine.
Hey, I love capping with you, man. Thank you for all your hard work. Nate Dogg says World Series will be a Subway Series, Yankees Mets. If it's Yankees Dodgers, are we not running to the window to bet the Yankees?
Well, unfortunately, I have I don't know what the line would be. Like, I truly have no idea like what that line would be. I would assume the Dodgers would be favored, like maybe like minus 150, I guess. But like, I honestly would have no idea what that line is. You could tell me it's minus 110 each way, and I'd believe you. Just because the Yankees are obviously such a big market team, everyone's gonna pile in on the Yankees to win the World Series bets, I'm sure. So you could tell me it's minus 150 Dodgers, I'd believe on you. You could tell me it's minus 110 each way, and I'd probably believe you as well.
There's similar baseball teams right now with the big sticks and then the nothingness. But I think the bigger sticks, at least what we've seen in the postseason, are on the Yankees, and then the second-hand sticks are better on the Dodgers. It's going to be a fascinating game to break down.
I'm hoping it's Dodgers Yankees though. I if it's Mets Yankees, then
the
God damn
MLB,
it.
Major League Baseball is praying for Dodgers Yankees. I mean, that's just a gift of all gifts.
Yeah, and they would love if the Mets forced 7 games. They would fucking love it just to get these Mets fans back in one more time, and everyone will be watching that, and obviously the fucking Yankees will be sitting on their asses. But yeah, I think the Dodgers do win the World Series personally.
Jesus, the Bengals just ran it back.
Wow, that's a great start.
Unbelievable. Opening kickoff, 7-0 Bengals.
And that's why we stay on this show 5 minutes after kickoff. It's going to be a fun time in these games. Good luck, everyone. Good Lord.
And I don't want to live bet. You can't live bet the Browns. Because you just can't.
13 and a half? 14 and a half?
Well, it just went from 8.5 to 9.5.
Yeah.
But still, you can't live bet them. I know you did, Donut Silks. Now, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. The president's saying 7-0 Bengals. It's not over yet, but you can't live bet them because you can't trust their heart. Did he go out?
Let's just see what happens with the old Deshaun Watson here. Yeah, this in fact was the worst case scenario. I told my friends, I told them to bet the Browns too. They all laughed at me, obviously. And I said, if the Browns go down 14-0 in the first quarter, I'll say hand up. I was wrong, and we'll chalk that bet up as an ally. So this is in fact the worst case scenario.
Wow.
But shout out to you, Razor. I'm on the Packers today with you, so it's nice being on your side for once in these games.
Yeah, I'm with them too, but unfortunately, the Browns sitting there like a fucking sore thumb. All right, we got a lot of action to watch here. It's all going down. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. What a crew we have in the chat. Thank you guys. Chase J, the Sweaty Butcher, RVD 420, Preston Ekdahl, Thomas Maggio, Nunya, Razor Sharp Picks, Abel Alvarez, Dougie Wise, Justin McKelvie, Bo Jackson, TJ Parks, Nate Dogg 420, Coin, I'm That Heat, Drew Furstenberger. I love it, you guys. Thank you so much. Gravy Bet 66, Slammy, Ronnie Lofton, just an absolute great group. Cork Clan, Bohica, just a great group. Gorky, Sancho, Dirty Reg, Tom Leach, Arnold, Old E. Thank you guys so much. Truly, we have nothing without your guys' support. So, love interception, which means, damn, because I saw it go dark. But back at the 11. No, it's like a punt.
All right.
Oh no, it's on the Green Bay 11. Oh
Jesus
God,
Christ! What a disaster! Let's get off of this stream.
Yeah,
we need to go now.
Horrible. Oh,
we need to end this ASAP.
Well, no, but this is a live bet opportunity, though. If the Texans score, this is something I could be more confident in. Now, we'll have to see now it's got to be a big spread. We'll have to see. Okay, yeah, this has all gone horrific. This fucking 8 minutes. All right, Jose, I will see you tonight, man. Please wear both Jets jerseys, okay? Because it's always funny when you get angry and you take off one Jets jersey and there's just another jersey underneath it. Okay,
course, yeah, no problem.
We need sight gags. On behalf of all of us at Pub Sports Radio, Jeff Slaughter and Hollis, thank you so much for your support. Jose, you want to give us final words, my friend?
Apparently, Detroit fake punt ends in tragedy. That's good news at the least. God damn it. We need winning days. Good luck, everyone, except if your name is Guillermo Zertucci. I hope you go 1-4 this week. You son of a bitch. Leche and los bookmakers.